Hi, my name is Carl Ragsdale. We're trying to pass Jeff Lawton's permaculture exercise. This is my property. We're at the very bottom of Zone 5. As you can see, it's very grown up. And here's the old fence line. There's a creek that runs all the way through it from one end to the other end. It's got about 2 inches of water in it right now, but it stays full most of the time like this. We're hoping that maybe we could dam it up and maybe put a filter system over here, a reed filter system somewhere, and clean it up. But anyway, I guess we'll start walking up the hill here and go to the top end of it. Here's the old fence line. Again, I believe they had this up so they didn't want the cows to get down into the creek. This looks like it might be the steepest part of the property and also the lowest part of the property. What I'll do, I'll take my A-frame here. See if I can measure the slope. As you can see, it's probably about a 1.5 or 2. As you can see, as you get up here closer to the top, the rolling hills, there's already some natural swells or natural runoff that goes down through the property here, and it all goes towards a big ravine in the middle of the property that we're hoping to put a few ponds in there too. As you see, there's all sorts of natural ridges along here. A lot of the trees are done rotten and fell away. And here's the old pigsty. They had lots of animals on this farm at one time. This farm's been in this family for probably a little over 200 years. And the last time anything has really ever been done to it was 1960. So we got a lot of work ahead of us. Here's where some of the old trees have rotted away, and some of these holes are 2 to 3 foot deep and full of water. And I guess another way a swell would work is catch and soak. There's usually lots of water in here, but today it's kind of dried away, but it'll be back. Right here's our first stop. Anyway, you notice down this creek bank here, all this, we're going to dam it up at the bottom, and when we're going to catch a lot of rain, actually going to have hopefully to go and have a duck pond, and then coming on down, and we're going to have the pond down beside the house. Anyway, this is the ravine right here, the that comes down through the property. Anyway, it empties off down into the creek, which we were just now at. Walk this way. The spring. It always seems to be a natural spring. You can dig down about a foot or so, and the water starts seeping up out of the ground. So right now it's just in the ground, I guess. Right here's the next stop, and from this stop it goes at an angle up through here. Lots of cleanup to do, lots and lots of cleanup. Right here, this is the old dog pen and chicken pen. It's been here for a while. Surprised to see it still standing, actually. As you see, the ground flattens out, and I believe this will be actually a good place for the upper gardens. Probably zone 2. The holly tree. This property seems to be full of magnolia trees, which is one right here. Sweet gums, pine oak, pine trees. As you can see, it's kind of terraced off. And see what the ground looks like here. Got a lot of pines growing. This is very, very hard as clay, but it crumbles good. It just needs to be worked, put back into use. This here seems to be the the top of the property. Let's see if I got it. See, we started here. We done been up this point, went over here, up to this point. Now we're at the top of the property. And as you'll notice, this is the starting of the access road, and we're going to walk back down this access road towards the house.
Plenty of firewood.
Yeah, plenty of firewood. I don't think we're ever going to run out of firewood.
There's the goats, some chickens.
Yeah, my idea was to include into the final design goats, chickens, at least 2 cows. Maybe further on down the road, get some, have some pigs,
Ducks,
and ducks, and guineas. Guineas are a must because we have a severe tick problem right now. It's been so dry or so wet, I ain't sure which one. But Here we are at the house. Construction site, you might as well say. It's full of wood and stuff that needs to be hauled off. This is the driveway leading into the property. And you can see they cleared this power line, and it naturally stays good and wet down this way. So we're thinking about curving a ditch or making a little small swell and start feeding this area right here. Come in with a tractor and bush hog and clean it up real good, and maybe start planting right here. As we're walking along the driveway here, see it dead ends, it comes out to the old dirt road. Walk on down this way to the end of the, well, not the end of the creek, but, and as you can see here, we've got lots of cleanup to do. This is the end of my property on this side, but we got lots of vines, big thick vines. Old trees got to be cut back, cut down. This creek eventually leads out into a pond, a pretty good sized pond. It keeps on going back that way there. As you see, you got big trees, lots of canopy. Not a lot of sunlight coming in. We're going to have to knock off some of the limbs and pull them out of the way. We'll walk up here beside the house and I'll show you one of my dam sites I'm open. Right here off in these bushes just behind them, you'll see it's a pretty deep ravine right here. It's probably 6 foot deep or better. And anyway, I'm hoping to dam a part of it off over here, and then we're going to bring a pond up. And probably at its deepest point, about 4.5 feet. And all this here, we're fixing to manicure it and get it out of the way. And up here to keep the goats pretty happy for a little while. You see some old dead trees that need to be cut out. We got wild roses growing. And this leads into a service road. It's grown up, but this area used to be the old service road that goes to the top of the property where we just left. It goes up like this. This is where we're at. Here's the old service road, access road that comes up through here. And eventually here's where I want to put my spiral herb garden right here at the end of the drive, so the wife won't have so far to walk out and get her some fresh herbs for whatever she may be cooking. We'll walk up into the house. As you can see, this is the kitchen. Got lots of light here. This house was built like in 1825. Still in very good shape to be as old as it is. And you notice all the doors are cut right in the center of the walls. Back in the old days, they used to open all the doors up and the windows, and they let the wind blow through the house, and it was a way of cooling it. And here we have the living room. We got this old fireplace in here. It's all dilapidated. The cement's gone. So what we're going to probably end up doing here is taking this completely out eventually, and we're going to put in a rocket heater, rocket mass heater. Anyway, this is going to be the heating wall right here on both sides. This here will be my son's room, bedroom. This is the other bedroom in here. Like I said, I have to excuse the mess, but it's a work in progress. And we'll walk out here, and this is the front door and the sunroom. Hopefully, I'll be doing most of my seedlings here and getting my stuff started. This leads back into the living room. And this is the mud room. You can come in and take your shoes off, your muddy shoes off. We're gonna have a bench over here, the freezer. We're gonna have a big service sink here where we're gonna wash our vegetables and take care of them, get them ready to can. We're gonna put shelving up on the wall. Even eventually gonna dig a cellar to store our stuff in. And here we have it. Hope you enjoyed my little tour. I figured you'd like to see it before we actually started doing the outside work. And eventually we'll hope to bring it into abundance and probably feed our little community and my children and take care of the environment as much as we can. I appreciate your time. We'll eventually go back down to the main house, and I'll show you the rest of my plan on getting everything started. Thank you. Hi, this is Carl Ragsdale trying to pass Jeff Lawton's permaculture class 2015. Coming to you from 46 Bryant Road, LaGrange, Georgia. The continent is North America. Longitude is minus 85.029903. Latitude is 32.979388. Distance from the ocean, being the North Atlantic, is 224 miles. Gulf of Mexico, 240 miles. We're at 684 feet above sea level. The rainfall average is 53 inches per year. Temperature range is in the lows of 35 and the highs of 90. A brief history of the land. In the 1800s until 2015, land was owned by the same family. Original farm was 80 to 100 acres. Land was divided out to family members by Mr. Reuben Ramos and Estes. The house was built in 1895 after a fire burned down the original homestead. From the 1960s until now, the 3.35 acres has been left to nature and feline rescue. We have one large natural spring on property. Soil is very rich, looking with many earthworms in areas deep within the existing forest. Land around the house on the north side seems rich. Land on the front of the house is lacking in areas of minerals from observations of the thistle compacted in many areas, which is right around in here. The client has current issues that needed addressing, was a severe overgrowth of land. House needed a lot of updates, more energy efficient. Gray water runoff is not currently filtered due to overgrowth, massive tick problem in the land, several dilapidated old buildings, which would be these right here. Several well pump isn't working. We'd like to install a solar panel for this pump. Creek is possibly contaminated from industry around property and rental property sewage surrounding client's land. Safety issues, which would be over here on the north side of the property, which would be Southern Shooters. They have a shooting range, an archery range out here, and they found several overshot arrows amongst some of the trees and on the property. Along the creek in the front part of it, right down here, we have a nesting of turkey buzzards, which we've addressed this issue so far. We've got them going away. And like I said, the trees need to be trimmed and mulched. That's about it as far as the current issues. What the client would like would be to update the house on the property, provide enough food to feed 10 people with a surplus, which the surplus would be sold for anything over to put back into the property. We'd like to have a large herb garden for medicinal use. We'd like to make wine. We'd like to have a rocket mass heater installed, compost toilets, clean up the well water and get off the water, implement solar panels, and get off the county electric. Have an in-ground storm shelter built, cellar for canned food storage. Okay. We'd like to have a general cost of each element and time frame. And also we'd like to have the safety net installed, or what we're probably going to end up doing is really planting it real heavy with trees right here, and that would keep a lot of the arrows out, just make it where it's just impossible to shoot through. We'd like to have the animals on a free range, which means we'd end up having to fence the property in. Have a seasonal area house garden and a compost area. Okay, and we found a contour map, and I've drawn the contours in right here with the one coming up to the top of the property and then back down, comes all the way across. The other one, this is a little short. It comes on out here before it makes a circle back around. But these are basically the contour lines of the property. This is about the highest point of the property would be right here, and the lowest point would be right here. Currently the property has no views because of the dense tree canopy and just overtaking of the land from weeds and just overgrowth. And as you'll notice, the sun comes up in the east and it goes over the top of the house to the west. And the predominant winds are north and northeast. And what we like to do is, on this first piece of paper, drawing another map, and this is showing building a swell along the contour lines and extending the service road or the access road all the way to the top of the property where it'll be a circle turnaround. And the purple is the swells that I've added along the property, and they're on contour lines, with another swells being eventually added here with a pond. And it will look something, hopefully, like this. We'll have water storage at the highest point of the property. This water storage is going to feed the chickens and the cows, and probably have a holding pond here for the water. Here's our chickens with a free range, a compost area. We'll have the barn. We'll have a house garden here with a main crop here, and this is all in zone 2. Here's our access road coming up to the top of the property where there'll be a small cabin, and the runoff from the access road will be feeding this little fish pond here. And as you notice, we're going to have blackberries, blueberries, strawberries around the pond, a greenhouse, tool shed. Then in zone 1, which was right here, we'll have the house, we'll have a mud room, we'll have the front glass room. This is a willow tree, this here is a willow tree. And we got a shade tree here, a big oak tree that's got a shade. And then here we're going to have a gazebo built, an herb garden, eventually we'll be putting in the rocket mass heater along this wall here for the inside of the house, along with replacing most of the windows, updating them because they're at least 100 years old. And we'll have rain barrels on all 4 corners of the house to collect rainwater so that we can water the flowers and stuff the wife likes to do around the house. She wants to have the grapevines put in on this side with a terrace coming over the creek. Here's where we like to put one of our dams in. I showed you on my video where I like to. Anyway, this ravine is about 6 to 8 foot deep. I'm thinking that I could probably dam it off and probably get at least 4.5 to 5 foot of water right here, with it backing up a pretty good ways back up this way. We'd like to put another pond in at the top, where we'll have our ducks and possibly some more berries. Have a laundry line around the hair at the house, in-ground storm or cellar, wood storage here for the heat. This right here is going to be our swimming pond, meditation area for the gazebo, the well, citrus trees. Here's the shop here, house storage. The fire pit and grill are here, entertainment area too. And then we have the pecan trees, which are located here and here. I've already went over through zone 1, but like the main crops probably be like lavender, okra, turnips, squash, cucumbers, beans, celery, carrots, beets, lettuce, tomatoes, onions, watermelon, cauliflower, and cantaloupe. In the herb garden, we're going to have sage, rosemary, lemongrass, thyme, basil, parsley, an array of different herbs, along with garlic. Okay, back to the zones here. Zone 3, we're going to have the fruit trees, which will be coming along through here. And these are going to be many different types of fruits. We're going to have apples, peaches, plums, dates, pomegranates, blackberry bushes along the lakes, around the ponds, maybe even a cherry tree here and there, pears, oranges, lemons, blueberries and strawberries. And then we'll have the fruit trees again, water storage tank, composting area, the new barn, and then have a laneway for the cows to come to move about right down through here onto the access road, in which we'll feed it. We'll move over to zone 4, and we'll put them in grazing areas, and we'll be moving them about every 20 days or so, but we'll always probably eventually bring them back to the dairy every night. In zone 5, which is here and here, this will be where the creek runs through. We'd like to dam this up and have another fish pond here. And on this contour line, coming off this swell, we'd like to have another pond, maybe with some with the berries, the strawberries and the blackberries, blueberries, and another source of water for the cows. And the forest, which is here and here and up through here, will be getting most of our firewood. And we'd like to put a bamboo along this area, just in case any wash starts happening after we clean some of these trees, some of this undergrowth out. And we like to put bamboo along the creek bank to slow it down, or maybe even stop it. And right here on the north side of the property, where I told you the archery range, we'd like to plant it real heavy trees for protection from the arrows and for the animals. And that basically about covers it all, other than the cost. And this is a cost estimate of elements. I'm thinking the earthworks with estimated cost of $30,000 over a 5-year period is about $6,000 a year. The cost of animals, the initial cost, 2 cows, probably $300 each, 3 goats, $30 each, chicks and chickens, I'd say range from $100 to $150. Guineas are about $80. Bees, we would like to have the bees with the honey. This area is going to be in zone 3. We're figuring around $300. Then the fruit trees and cuttings and seeds are free after we get them established. We're figuring about $40 each, up to about $500. The barns and buildings is another initial cost of about $30,000. Roughly figuring about with the solar panels, because eventually in 5 years we would like to be totally off the grid. We'd like to have solar panels implemented, a rocket mass heater, and we're estimating the cost of all this to be around $85,000 over 5 years, with about $20,000 a year putting back into the property. And we have I have 3 people. We're estimating about 40 hours a week. It'd be about 14 hours a week per person. And I'd like to thank you for your time, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I've enjoyed the course. It's been a very eye-opening. It's been very life-changing, and I appreciate your time. And thank you.